out there, and welcome to the TNA Pro Show. As always, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the star of the show. He's the one and only Bert Maclin.
How's it going?
It's going good. So we had TNA Emergence tonight, and this was a very good show.
Yeah, it was 5. Well, I guess technically 8 matches. But yeah, six on the main show, 2 on the pre-show. Went by very smooth, very quick. Yeah, it was a breeze to watch.
Let's kick things off talking about this main event, which was a 60-minute Iron Man match between Josh Alexander and Nic Nemeth for the TNA World title. Everybody was talking about the ending, JBL appearing, coming out and whispering something in Nic Nemeth's ear, and he was just kind of shaking his head. What do you think this is about? Like, do you think this ties in with Joe Hendry on NXT Sunday? Or do you think this is completely separate?
Yeah, I think it's actually completely separate because I think it was I think JBL appeared with Nic Nemeth when he had his match. I think it was last weekend in AAA. I think JBL came out with Nic Nemeth, so I don't know if it has something to do with that, but I don't think it has anything WWE related. Is JBL still employed by WWE right now?
You know what? I don't know. It's a good question.
But yeah. So yeah, I this is very, and honestly, I'm not the biggest JBL fan, but just because of the shock, I think this is more of a surprise than I was more surprised by this, and we'll talk about it, than Cardona's supposed surprise at the beginning. So this was a bigger shock to me.
Dang, I was not expecting JBL to show up tonight.
Yeah, me either.
But the match itself, the match was fucking great. Sorry for cursing, but it was incredible.
I thought it was very good too. Nic Nemeth basically had to pull out all the stops to win, including hitting Josh with his own finisher, the C4 spike, to win. And then there was still like 20 seconds left, and you thought maybe Josh was going to try something, and he didn't. Very dramatic, especially too because Josh got 2 quick pinfalls earlier in toward the middle with 20 minutes left to even the score. So I thought at that point Josh was going to win the match. I wasn't expecting Nic Nemeth to win.
I was surprised how it ended. I mean, to be fair, Josh Alexander hit Nic Nemeth with his danger zone, so Nic Nemeth returned the favor.
Yeah, and Josh working pretty heelish, hit him with something that looked like part of his knee brace, and like I said, getting those quick pinfalls back to back, and then the ref was taken out at one point. So I like what they did to make this match last 60. I mean, they did enough stuff to make it last 60 minutes where it didn't feel like they were just dragging on.
I agree. There was not a moment in this match where I was like, "Ugh, this match is dragging. They need to hurry up and finish this." It honestly, an hour went by so quick.
But yeah, so Nic Nemeth gets the win, and then I believe I saw he has Moose at Victory Road. So I did not expect. While I didn't expect or think that I wouldn't think it wouldn't happen that we get a title match so soon at Victory Road. I'm also surprised that it's Moose getting the title shot, but and we'll talk about the system did win tonight, so that makes sense.
But Moose does have a rematch clause.
Yeah, but I don't. Has TNA even really been sticking to that lately?
No, that's true.
I kind of hate the automatic rematch too, just because I like the idea of that person going to the back of the line.
I mean, think about it. There's still people that are old rematches. Mustafa Ali's still owed a rematch for the X Division title.
Yeah, again, if they're doing,
That's true. But overall, great main event.
Yes, it was excellent. Nic Nemeth's first true Iron Man match, and I thought he put in one hell of a performance.
He did. Joseph says, "Well, it doesn't help that we are 2 Fridays from Victory Road, and when they tape tomorrow, Nick will be in Puerto Rico at WWC's WrestleMania, using his rematch clause at the champion era Alberto El Patron." Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so TNA kicked off with, well, the countdown to Emergence kicked off with Frankie Kazarian versus Kushida. I'm sorry, but was that a member of TNA staff? That poor member. You know they can sue for that?
I didn't see that. I must have missed this. What happened?
So Frankie Kazarian ordered a member of the ringside crew to be used as a stepping stool so he can enter the ring. Isn't that illegal?
You know, there could be. That might be. Yeah. There might be some HR, implications there. You know what I mean? HR might be getting a call.
Yeah, that's gone through suing. Oh my god. But let me see. Terrence says Cass was low for that. Frankie is such a male diva. Like, how come, like, come on, that member could suit, right? Exactly. Oh my god. And then on top of that, he made poor Jade announce him as the king of TNA.
I've been liking that gimmick from him lately, and I really like, whether it's him or poor Jade, whether it's Kazarian or the Ashes concierge, she's always getting either the mic taken out of her hand, or someone telling her how to do her job.
Yeah, poor Jade. I feel for her. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Frankie Kazarian tap out to the armbar on the outside while they were on the outside of the ring?
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it didn't count.
Maybe the visual, you know what I mean? That's more just for the fans, showing, he could tap out, but that doesn't matter. It's on the outside.
Terrence says Miss Tracy had to apologize for her husband's not just behavior on X. She did. But anywho, Kushida, Frankie Kazarian wins this after he low blows Kushida, and then he hits the fade to black. So I thought this was a good match.
I like, while Kazarian is away from the title picture, they keep having him win. And, him kind of mention that he should be in the title picture. I just like his booking as of late.
Me too. I'm really digging how they're booking Frankie Kazarian. I would like to see him challenge for the world title, but we'll get there.
I think that's the plan, but I don't. I like how they're, again, like they're keeping him adjacent to that, but without having him immediately in that scene. I mean, directly in that scene.
True that. So next we get an AJ Francis interview, and as we know, because of real life ramifications, Rich Swann is currently suspended from TNA. We find out he got a new member. He said green is for money and pink is for the ladies. And the member ends up being Casey Navarro. So unexpected. I was not expecting AJ Francis to choose Casey Navarro as his substitute partner here.
And what a fit, though. The swagger. I like what a great hype man AJ Francis is. He pointed out one of the reasons he's first class. He's good looking. He's pointing out he does look good. You know what I mean? He's a star. I like, they were wearing what, Gucci? What kind of shoes? One of them had Gucci shoes on. I forget the other brand. But this is a perfect fit. And I like how, unless I missed it, it's not like they basically they didn't kick Swann out of the group. You know what I mean? They just mentioned he couldn't compete tonight. So I like that they're just adding a member to the group.
Same. because of the real life ramifications of Rich Swann, wasn't sure if the title match would happen. Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I thought that this match had a question mark on it. This was a surprise, and AJ was willing to get anybody to help him beat ABC. That's true. It was. But we'll talk about the match when we get there. So next we had the Nic Nemeth and Josh Alexander video package. TNA stepping up their plate with these video packages. They've been incredible. I'm really digging these TNA video packages.
They were always good, but yeah, they definitely seem to have taken a step up lately, and it does look like that. It's noticeable.
Definitely. So next, the last match on the Countdown to Emergence, we got the TNA Digital Media title and International Heavyweight title match. It's PCO versus Matt Cardona's mystery partner, and it ended up being Shera. No disrespect to Shera, but I completely forgot about him. He didn't even cross my mind. I was like, once you said Dijak, I'm like, oh, okay, what if it's Dijak? And then it ended up being Shera.
No disrespect again, but I thought this was shit. This was horrible. Like, why bother calling it a mystery opponent when he's wrestled there before? Like, what's the mystery? I don't understand. This sucked. You know what I mean? And obviously PCO wasn't going to lose here. So I don't know where they go from here. Obviously Santino expects Cardona to have a match with PCO. So how long they drag that out for, who knows?
Joseph says, I thought he was let go from TNA. He's been mainly on the indies in Ohio LA wrestling. I didn't know that. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of this. I was not. I was like, yeah, this was probably like the weakest match in the entire card.
Yeah, going into it, I thought it was going to be the weakest match on the card, but there was always a chance that it could have been better just based on who his opponent was. And then after this, you know what I mean? It was all downhill from here.
Yeah, it was. Even Jaren says, yeah, this was pure ass. Arse, I mean. So, not a great way to end the Countdown to Emergence. But anywho, so the main card kicks off with the Ultimate X match. It's Speedball Mike Bailey versus NXT's Riley Osborne versus Jason Hotch versus Hammerstone versus Laredo Kid versus Zachary Wentz. So I feel bad for Hammerstone. Everybody targeted him during this match. Everybody.
Yeah, but isn't that usually kind of the playbook when you get I can't remember off the top of my head all the details, but I bet when Abyss was in the Ultimate X match or Samoa Joe, that something similar happened. You know what I mean? You want to try to get rid of the bigger guy. Same within a Rumble. Don't they always try to get rid of the bigger guy?
Yeah.
But this was such a good match. And shout out to Riley Osborne. I thought he kind of had the performance of the night in this match without, getting the win. But I had to say, when Hammerstone got up on the ropes was a little scary. I did not expect that.
Honestly, I was so scared for him because I thought those cables were going to snap.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm really happy that they didn't snap because I was terrified for him.
This was a great match.
It definitely was. I have to say, you gave Riley Osborne a shout out for that shooting star press. That was a really cool spot. I'm going to have to personally shout out Jason Hotch. I think Jason Hotch also gave one hell of a performance. Like we mentioned last time, Jason Hotch is such an underrated talent. Like, everybody just ignores him. He flies under the radar a lot because he's in a tag team with the Good Hands. But I think Jason Hotch tonight showed that he can be a single star and definitely a future champion in TNA.
Yeah.
And Hammerstone too. Like, I think he did a pretty good job for it being his first Ultimate X match.
Yeah, he was kind of out there. You know what I mean? I think at first I didn't know what to expect when he was in this match, but I definitely think that he didn't do anything crazy, but you know what I mean? It wasn't like he took away from the match.
Mm-hmm. Whatchamacallit, in regard to the finish, I kind of thought, because you know how Bailey and Wentz were like up there and kind of Hammerstone was like off to the side. I kind of thought Hammerstone was going to stand up, and as Mike Bailey and Zachary Wentz are fighting for the belt, I thought it was going to drop, and I thought he was going to catch it. That's how I thought the finish was going to play out. Didn't happen that way. Huh?
Yeah, because when he was taking a while to get the belt, so then once he got it, you have to go to the feet. So yeah, I was thinking maybe something like that too.
Yeah, but Zachary Wentz won this, so congrats to Zachary Wentz. I think he deserved it. After everything that he went through over the last couple of years, and just to see him win this, I think it was great. He definitely deserved it.
And also more so what the Rascals are going through right now. Wesley turning on him. They need some good news.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did, and he deserved it. Honestly, I was happy for him. So we get Josh Alexander promo, and this was a really, really great promo. He was talking about how he's a heart and soul of TNA, and about how he was going to embarrass Nic Nemeth, and about how he's gone 60 minutes. So this was a great promo. What did you think of this promo?
Josh Alexander's promos lately, especially since he's been a heel, I think almost have kind of been better now that he is a heel. Yeah, I really like this.
Let me see. Joseph says, yeah, Zach needed the pickup for sure. Now it will be interesting to see if he has to turn around Sunday and defend it in Denver for No Mercy versus Wesley. Ooh, good suggestion. Okay.
That is interesting.
Hmm?
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? See if he defends it.
But I do agree. Josh Alexander, ever since he turned heel, has been cutting good promos. All right. So next we get Eric Young versus Steve Maclin. And I thought this was a good match. Like, I'm really happy Steve Maclin won. He needed the win. I don't think Eric Young needed the win here. But I was really surprised that at the end, when Eric Young wanted to shake Steve Maclin's hand, that he actually shook Eric Young's hand. I thought he was going to cheap shot him or something.
This match was better than I thought, and it's not like I thought it was going to be bad in any way. It's Eric Young, who's, you know what I mean, a pro's pro. You know what I mean? He's going to go out there and put on a good match. You know what I mean? And he's out there to make, try to make Steve Maclin look like a bigger star going in than he was. I mean, a bigger star after the match than he was going in. But yeah, this was. I was actually taken back. This was better than I thought. And Eric, toward the end of the match, Eric Young hit a top rope elbow, and when he hit it, I thought about it. I looked at it, I was like, that's a really good top rope elbow. And I was thinking about it. I was like, because not many people do that move well, especially nowadays. You think about it, obviously Macho Man probably had the best one. And then Shawn Michaels was pretty good. But then the drop off is you know what I mean? Nowadays, it's I think Kairi Sane has the best one. But then you just think about how many people do bad or can't do it. You know, let's be honest, CM Punk's is pretty shit. And Caster's isn't that much better. But yeah, Eric, I was when Eric Young hit that, I'm like, oh, damn. That was way good. That was crisp. That looked really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually people hit the ground first. It just always looks sloppy. That's a hard move to hit.
It is. And Eric Young delivered it pretty well. Terrence said, yeah, this match delivered. Oh, it definitely did. I was expecting it to be good, and it definitely exceeded my expectations. So we get a Nic Nemeth interview, and he's talking about that he knows what Josh is capable of. But I thought this was a good promo. I really enjoyed the interactions between Josh Alexander and Nic Nemeth. So I enjoyed this.
Yeah, especially after last night's send-off promo. These have been tremendous.
Yeah, they have. All right, so next we get the only knockouts match on tonight's show. It was Ash by Elegance and the Malisha versus Jordynne Grace and Spitfire. Now, I have to say, poor Alicia Edwards, she got injured during this match. I hope she's doing okay. That was a scary bump that she took. So, I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah, you never want to hear something like that or see something like that, and I really do hope she's okay, especially because I think the run that she's been on, and it's been so well deserved. I don't want it to be derailed, because injuries do happen, and yeah, again, I just hope she's okay.
Terrence says prayers for Lish. Yeah, prayers for Lish. I hope it's not a serious injury. It because it looked bad. It really did. Tommy Dreamer, she had to be escorted to the back. So, speedy recovery and best wishes to Lish. I wonder if this affected the outcome of the match, because Jordynne Grace and Spitfire did win, but this ultimately became a 2-on-3 handicap match. So I wonder if her injury played a factor in the finisher of Jordynne Grace and Spitfire were always supposed to win.
I always just kind of thought that they were supposed to win, just because I thought that Spitfire was always supposed to get another title shot anyway.
Yeah. But Jody Threat pinned Ash. She didn't pin Masha.
Which is interesting, so.
Terrence here says put Ash in the Lish role in the interim with Masha Lovelish. I don't know if she would fit into the system, but I see what you're just talking about. But yeah, so overall, despite Alicia's unfortunate injury, this was still a good match. But we all hope she's okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right, so we get a PCO segment, and it seems like SDL is finally going to confront Matt Cardona on, because she did say she will see him on Thursday.
Yeah. Again, obviously, I think the end game is for PCO versus Cardona, but part of me still thinks that SDL is going to turn on PCO eventually.
Yeah, that's the question mark here. We know this is going to lead to Matt Cardona versus PCO. The big question mark is, who is Steph DeLander going to side with, her husband or Matt Cardona? I do foresee SDL turning on PCO. What if? Well, I can't say what if it was a setup, because he didn't have any titles before Matt Cardona got injured.
Who, PCO?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So not to even see, but that's a question mark. I agree. She's gonna turn on PCO. So next we get the TNA World Tag Team Title match. It's ABC versus First Class. Now, and if they save the SDL turn at least for Bound for Glory, I actually would say that he'll turn onto Hard to Kill. Can they play it out that to Hard to Kill? I mean, it depends on Matt Cardona's contract. We don't know if he's signed with a TNA or if it's just a per appearance type of deal, type of thing. But depending on his deal, I could see them doing it at Bound for Glory. Let me see.
Yeah.
I think we will get Steph DeLander versus Matt Cardona. I would save the heel turn for Bound for Glory in Detroit. Yeah, exactly.
And also, again, no disrespect to PCO. I think that belt would be better served. This media title be better served on someone different, just to try to, you know what I mean? Try to not only build up that title, but to try to get someone else over, someone younger.
I'm still waiting for TNA to put that title on Explosion every week, but I'm gonna get old waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Just like we're gonna get old waiting for AJ Styles to finally show up to TNA.
Yeah, we have been waiting on that one.
I've been waiting for AJ Styles to come to TNA since the partnership with NXT started. But anywho, back to the tag team title match. Let me see. I'm waiting for a knockout to go for that title, but pigs will fly before that happens. And it's weird that you bring that up because Jordynne Grace was the inaugural champion, and there hasn't been another knockout to hold that title since then.
That is true.
Huh?
That is true. I'm surprised they haven't went back to that.
Yeah. Remember that dot combat match she had with Matt Cardona? That was a fun match. Have PCO defend the IHC against Hammerstone and others in the meat division. Oh, that'd be interesting. So to go back to this title match, I thought this was a good match. I'm not surprised ABC won because I think that had Rich Swann competed in this match, I think the outcome would have been different. I think First Class would have definitely retained. Casey Navarro, I hope he gets signed with TNA because he's an incredible talent. But I question if Casey Navarro being a part of First Class is a permanent thing or if it's just temporarily until Rich Swann comes back from suspension.
If they would have won, which I thought was still a possibility. They always could do the free bird rule, which I always like when trios do that. Just because I think it always leads to surprising matches. But I hope it's permanent, him being part of First Class. And yes, I do hope they sign him as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think he makes a great addition to First Class. We have to wait and see how the storyline plays out. Especially with First Class chasing those tag belts.
The tag division is very deep right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, last but certainly not least, we get Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and the Hardys versus the System and JDC. I thought this was a fun match. We definitely it seems to be getting a System reboot. We gotta talk about Joe Hendry's entrance here. Joe Hendry doing a combined entrance with the Hardys. That shit had me dying of laughter.
That was very funny.
Oh my god. I thought I was gonna turn red from too much laughing. So, but this was a fun match. I really did like the finish here. Eddie Edwards with the victory when he did the low blow to Matt Hardy and in the Boston Knee Party, and at the end, Moose makes it known that he wants his title back.
Yeah, I actually don't mind the System winning just because, like I said, I didn't want them to immediately break up, and it seemed like they were kind of heading towards them being, they were kind of like you said, a System reboot. They're gonna have them get some wins, keep them strong for a little bit, and then maybe have them go their separate ways. But it wasn't an immediate breakup once they lost all their belts.
Yeah. It's so crazy how this whole faction came to be over Moose. Like, seriously, when you think about it. Like, this whole faction came to be because Moose and Brian Myers are tag teaming, the most professional wrestling gods. Moose wins the TNA World title, and now we have this whole faction.
And again, I didn't know what to think of it in the beginning, but I definitely have enjoyed the System. I thought they'd been better than I thought they would be.
Same. I kind of had my doubts at first. I was like, okay, where's this going to go? But they really, really, I think that they really booked the System really well. And I actually really enjoyed their run. I was happy that they had all the gold. Well, most of the gold anyways.
And yeah, Alicia has definitely got to flourish in this role and had her best run. So, I'm definitely glad the system came together.
I was waiting for JVC to get the digital media title and bring it to the system.
Yeah, then they would have really had all the gold.
Mm-hmm. Joseph says, I was hoping they bring it up. I saw a highlight on social media. I was like, no way, that's so funny. I felt like we were seeing Planet Hendry and Santana was along for the ride. Santino made it official next. Moose would face the winner, who would face whoever won tonight, Nick or Josh at Victory Road. Don't mind the system winning. Ooh, that's going to be interesting at Victory Road. Victory Road is like, what, 2 weeks away?
Yep.
Joseph says, kudos for Eddie. Kudos for Eddie for doing the match after seeing his wife, Alicia, get knocked out unconscious in the... Yeah, I do have to give Eddie Edwards mad props here for him to go out there and perform when he's probably worried about Lish.
Definitely. Yeah, that had to have been probably weighing on him the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely was, because, she wasn't even out there with them like she normally is. So, but like we mentioned earlier, best wishes to Lish. Hopefully she's not too seriously... Hopefully she's okay and she's not seriously injured,
Definitely.
Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and stop there because we already talked about the main event. So, tell me, Bert, what did you think of tonight's show?
I thought it was a really, really solid show, especially, like I said, it's really hard to mess up a card like this just because I think 8 is a perfect number of matches. Especially when you have one that's scheduled for an hour. I thought it went by very smooth, good show. And then again, just TNA leaving you with confusion, having JBL come out. Where does this lead? And it kind of makes you have to watch Thursday. So if you weren't already, you're going to want to watch especially now, at least to find out what's going on.
I have to say, my concern for this show was the match length, because we had 60-minute Ironman match. So I was kind of worried that the other matches were gonna get cut and you would be able to see it, but you couldn't see it in any of these matches. I felt like all the matches were pretty got decent amount of time. It didn't feel like one match was like really short, and it didn't feel like other matches were really long. But I will say, in my personal opinion, the weakest match on the card was PCO versus Shera.
And yeah, that was on the pre-show anyway, so.
Yeah. It definitely was. They did good putting that match on the pre-show.
Yeah.
So, but aside from that, I thought it was a solid show. I'm excited. I cannot wait to see where we go from here.
Yeah, and quick turnaround, basically 2 episodes of Impact and then Victory Road.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bert, where can people find you as we get ready to sign off?
Just on Exit Bro Maclin 11.
You can follow me on Twitter at @@. I talk all things wrestling, WWE, AEW, TNA. I have my YouTube channel. You can check me out every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, vacational Saturdays, and Sundays at Rangers of Wrestling. I did go to Power Morphicon, so if you're a big Power Rangers fan, go check out some of my stuff. Tomorrow I will be releasing my location, the Power Morphicon field trip video. You definitely want to check that out. And thank you guys all so much for watching. For continued support, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you can notify whenever we go live or when everybody's son goes live. And we'll see you guys next week for the fallout of Emergence. Bye.